Hey there, are you thinking about investing in rental property? Maybe you are dreaming of passive income rolling in every month, or just curious if being a landlord is right for you.
Well, today we are going to walk through everything you really need to know before you dive into buying a rental. We'll cover the good, the bad, and the often overlooked parts of owning income property so you can make smart, confident decisions with your money.
A real quick disclaimer. This video is for fun and educational purposes only. This is not investment advice. Please do your own research or speak with a licensed professional before making any big decisions. Okay, let's get into it.
Let's start with the upside. Why do so many people want to own rental properties? Well, for one, they can generate steady income. If you set it up right, a rental property can pay you every single month, often just with a few hours of work per year. That's why a lot of people consider it passive income.
But the benefits go beyond just cash flow. Real estate can also help you diversify your investments. If most of your money is in stocks, crypto, or mutual funds, adding property can balance things out. Real estate tends to move differently from the stock market, which can smooth out the bumps during market downturns. Also, if you're in it for the long haul, rental properties usually appreciate over time, and they're often considered a good hedge against inflation.
That means you are building equity while collecting rent. It's like getting paid while your asset grows.
Oh, just a quick heads up, there are tax angles to consider. In the US, rental properties can offer extra tax benefits through something called depreciation. A quick chat with a pro can go a long way.
Now, before you go zillow hunting, let's talk about the flip side.
Because there are risks. Unlike stocks, a house is a physical asset, which means it comes with real-world problems. Floods, fires, plumbing disasters, roof replacements. Those aren't just hypothetical, they are real possibilities. And even if the property stays in great shape, your expenses can go up. Think rising property taxes, higher insurance premiums, or new HOA fees you didn't budget for, not to mention inflation driving up maintenance costs.
If you haven't already, check out the previous video, Buy or Rent in 2025, for more details on home ownership costs and risks.
Then there is a renter side of the equation. Even the nicest home won't generate income if it's sitting empty, or if your tenants aren't paying rent on time. Your income depends heavily on your tenant's quality, your location, and how much competition is out there.
So no, it's not always set it and forget it. It's more like set it up well and stay alert type of deal.
How to evaluate a rental property using the 80-20 rule.
Alright, let's get practical. I like to use 80-20 rule here. Focus on the 20% of factors that will give you 80% of your results. Here are the top 5 things you should look at before buying a rental property. 1. Return on investment, ROI. Ask yourself, what's the minimum return I'm okay with?
In expensive cities, your return might be only 3 to 4% because the property costs so much. But in up-and-coming areas, you might see 8 to 10% returns. Some people even suggest using the 1% rule. Your monthly gross rent income should be at least 1% of the purchase price. For example, $2,000 a month on a $200,000 property, making for a 12% annual return before expenses.
But here's the catch. Those higher returns often come with higher uncertainty and risk. It's not just about chasing the highest number, it's about balancing your risk and knowing your personal comfort zone. If you are expecting 10% but will settle for 6%, it's good to know that ahead of time. 2. Location. This is everything. The most important question, would you live here? If your answer is no way, ask yourself why, because those same reasons might turn off your renters too.
Here is what to look at more closely. Convenience. Is the property near highways, public transit, grocery stores, or restaurants? People love walkable and well-connected neighborhoods. School districts. Even if you don't have kids, this matters. Families often choose rentals based on school ratings, and homes in good school districts tend to hold value better. Homes in great school districts also attract long-term renters, and that stability can mean fewer vacancies and better appreciation. Neighborhood vibe. Is it quiet? Safe? Do people keep up their yards? First impressions matter, and you want renters to feel at home.
3. Know your customer, aka your renter. Ask, who is most likely to rent here? And is that the kind of tenant I want to serve? It's easy to skip this, but don't. Every neighborhood has its own vibe and renter profile.
Let's compare two nearby areas, Washington, D.C. versus Fairfax County, Virginia. DC's got a pretty young and renter-heavy population. Median income is just over $106,000, and about 60% of the homes are rentals. It's mostly smaller households, just 2 people on average. That tells you a lot. The rental market is strong, and the ideal property here might be something like a 2-bedroom unit in a convenient location, which would appeal to young professionals or grad students. Now, just about 30 minutes away, Fairfax County, Virginia paints a different picture. It's more suburban, more family-oriented, and has a much higher median income, around $150,000. People here tend to stay longer and are more likely to own their homes, with only about a third of the housing units being rented. Households are a bit larger, about 3 people on average, and the typical renter here is probably a young family looking for space, stability, and a good neighborhood. That tells us the ideal rental here isn't a small apartment. It's likely a 3-bedroom home with a yard, maybe in a strong school district, something that feels more like a starter home than a crash pad.
Also, look at the local economy. If a town relies on one major employer, like a factory or military base, your rental success is tied to the survival of the company. If they downsize or leave, so do your tenants. 4. Know your competition. Ask, who else is renting here, and how do I stack up?
Take a look at current listings on Zillow, Craigslist, or Facebook Marketplace. Are there dozens of similar properties sitting vacant? Or is everything getting snapped up?
Oversupply means you will struggle to get tenants, or you will have to lower rent. Undersupply means more demand, reducing days to rent to the next tenant, and rent prices tend to hold up better as potential renters face bidding war.
Also ask, what amenities do other rentals have that yours don't? Parking, in-unit laundry, updated kitchen? Little things can make a big difference in how attractive your place is.
5. Time and effort. Are you ready to be a landlord? Ask yourself, how hands-on do I want to be?
Some people love being involved, fixing things, meeting tenants, managing everything themselves. Others want more hands-off approach, maybe hiring a property manager, which usually costs 8 to 12% of your rental income.
Being a landlord means dealing with clogged toilets, lease questions, late payments, and maintenance calls at 9 p.m. If that sounds overwhelming, factor in the cost of outsourcing early on. Also remember, your tenants are your customers, and just like in business, good service equals good results.
Smart investing is all about balance. Here is the bottom line.
The best rental properties balance multiple advantages.
If your property is in a great location with strong schools, good transit, and a growing economy, you'll attract more stable long-term tenants. Yes, the upfront cost may be higher and the ROI may be lower on paper, but the risk is often lower too. On the other hand, if you invest in a developing area that's not fully built up yet, you may get in at a discount and watch your property value rise as the neighborhood improves. That can be a great strategy if you are thinking long term. Just make sure you are honest with yourself. about what kind of landlord you want to be and what kind of tenants you want to serve. If this video helps you think smarter about real estate investing, give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. Until next time.